It's a stereotype. Okay, we were already living together. The story is so funny because I was so jealous for the longest time. Like, I was literally straight going into college. And I'm bi now, so I like boys and girls. I like men and women. But I remember I didn't know this girl. I had two girl roommates, of course. And we quickly all became best friends. And the two of them knew each other beforehand. I didn't know any of them. So one of them was like a little more masculine. And like we got super close. And you know, we were best friends. Like, we'd be a little bit flirty, but she would have other people, you know, like come over. She'd go on dates and stuff. And she had a couple girlfriends, and I remember being so jealous. Like, I didn't like one of them because I just like did not like her. Like, anything we did all together, I was like such a bitch. Like, I just was like giving them attitude. Like, I just did not like her as a person. But also now I know like why I really didn't like it, because my other roommate would like have guys come over and like talk about it, and I was like, whatever, I don't care. But when my other roommate did that, I was like, la la la, I don't want to hear about it. Like, don't tell me about it. So it always made me wonder, and I feel like my other roommate like caught on to that. But yeah, so that was going on for about 2 years, and then when the pandemic happened, we still lived together. So we have been living together for 4 years now. But we got closer just because like the pandemic, and like we stayed at home during college. Like we moved into the dorms during the pandemic, but we weren't working. We were doing online class, so we were literally at the dorm every day, kind of like just spending more and more time with each other. We went to the gym like together every day, just like did a bunch of stuff together. We would like lay on the couch together and like cuddle and everything, and like it was definitely a more closer relationship than I've had with other girls. And you know, when the jokes would come around and the flirting, you know, I started to consider, you know, like, how am I feeling? You know, this is kind of just like fun and flirty, but like, is this actually real? You know, like, is this like, I never thought of it because I was actively searching for guys and she was searching for girls. So like, so she'd be like on dates and I would be swiping on guys, and we'd talk about it, and I feel like she got a little bit jealous and I got jealous of her. But it was just kind of like a best friend jealousy at the time. Like, I was like, oh, it's just because that's my bestie and like no one else can have her, which is a little weird, you know. But I didn't think anything of it because I really wanted a man. Like, I wanted a boyfriend, like, honestly. And it's college, and I was trying to just like have fun or whatever. But I remember, I think I was like really, really thinking deeply, like, oh my gosh, like, do I have feelings for her? Like, I had to go through a lot of like unlearning and like, what's the word when you're like internalized like homophobia. Like, I literally was like, I can never do that. Like, I support the community, but like, then not for me. Like, that would be such a big thing, you know. And eventually I feel like the feelings became stronger, and like, I didn't even say it, we just kind of like got closer. And I think I just was like, I'll just say it, which was crazy. Like, looking back, I'm like, why, how did I do that? But we were just sitting on the couch one night, and we were like cuddling as we do, because we wanted to like always be super close to each other. And I told her, I was like, I think I might like you. Like, I think I might be bi, but like, I don't know, because mind you, I had never been with anybody else, boy or girl. So how was I supposed to know if I even liked a boy or if I even liked a girl, you know? And so I told her, and I remember just being like, I don't know, like, I'm serious, like, I think I might like you, like, I just don't know. And we had a good conversation, and she's like, well, I want to take this really slow because we're best friends. I don't want to lose you. I don't want you to just think you like it and then you try it and then you're like, never mind, you know, like, not try it, but like, we do something and it's like weird, or like, you know. So we went really slow, just kind of talked about how things would work, because it was also strange because we already lived together. So it's like, we had to figure out change of being in a relationship and being with a woman. Like, I've never experienced any of that. So we told our roommate, and she thought we were joking. Like, we all sat on the couch and we were like, we're gonna date, and they were like, ha, like she legitimately thought we were kidding and like had a bit, and I was like, no, like, we're being serious. And my roommate told me, I remember her talking one-on-one, and she's like, Autumn, like, I don't know if that's gonna work out. Like, what are you doing? Like, I really don't see that happening. And I was like, I don't know. And there have been times, of course, in any relationship that you struggle or you have hard times, but like, clearly we lasted to this day, so we're going strong. But it was also hard because a lot of our friends were our mutual friends, so like, I didn't really have many people to talk to that like are my friends and not our friends. And so that was a little weird, kind of like posting, like when I first told like my sister, she was very, very supportive of me, but she just was like, I want to make sure you know what you're doing, not only is that your best friend, but you're living together, so if anything happened, like, oh my god, that'd be an awful situation. But luckily it's been great, so thank god. But I told my mom, and she was just shocked because, like, if you know me, not that you have to look a certain way or be a certain way, but sometimes like people have stereotypes of what people look like in sexual orientation and such, but nobody ever expected me to be like, oh, I'm with a girl. Like, even now I feel like when I say that, people are like, oh my god, I would have never thought, which kind of makes me like feel like, oh yeah, I'm with a girl, like, I'm proud about it. But in the beginning, I remember being so not shy, but just like, you accept yourself, but you're more like, I want to just keep it personal, I don't want the world to know, I don't want to tell people, because it's a very personal thing to share, especially when it's brand new, and you have to basically come out every time you tell somebody. So eventually it gets to the point where you are so accepting of it that it's just a part of who you are, and you're not ashamed, and you bring it up casually. But I remember at first I was so afraid to say girlfriend, I was so afraid to say I started dating. I would just say like I started dating somebody, or like my partner, and like I still use the word partner because I just feel like I'm in a more mature relationship that I wouldn't say girlfriend. But she does use she, her pronouns, and so do I. But I just feel like I'd rather say partner. But there are still times to this day where I don't know if I should say anything to certain people, or just like say partner and like not elaborate or use they them if I'm talking. But I really do think it's a process, because going back to the beginning, I was so shy and not ashamed, but just like scared of what others thought. They would say, oh, is she a lesbian, like, and that's perfectly fine, but I wanted to make sure like I wasn't being labeled, or like, it is scary when you're coming out and announcing things. Like, when I posted it, of course I got so much support and so many relatable people commenting, and like then you start to see other people who are like you, and you're like, oh, okay, like you feel the community. But for a long time you also feel very like on the outside, and like you can't really do normal things, or like you still get looks in public, or like, so sometimes there's still challenges. She is very mask presenting, so if we go certain places, people might stare, just like kind of look, but it's become more and more normalized. But still, like, there are some people that don't accept it and hate and don't think it's okay, which is awful. But it really has become my new normal, and I'm so glad of my decision. And I think that love is love, and you are safe with my videos and my channel to share anything you need. But my partner already was out, like she already was out for a while, so like like you can, not that you can tell, but like you can tell that she's been out and she's confident. But for me it was a lot of like, oh, like I have to be proud of my relationship, but also like I'm kind of scared to share. But yeah, when I posted first about it, I got so much love, and my parents support me, and a lot of support from friends and family and everybody. And I love our life. Our family's amazing, and I'm so blessed, because I know a lot of families are like, people don't tell their family because it can and there's not a day that goes by that I think like, oh, I'm with a girl. Like, it's just what I am. It's just who I'm with, you know? Like, it's not like I wake up and think like I'm in a gay relationship and like I make it my identity. That's just literally who I am choosing to be with, and we have a great life, you know, we're great partners to each other. But like, it doesn't matter if I was with a boy or a girl or whoever, they, them, like anything. Like, it is my business, it's your business, and you have the right to do that with whoever you choose, any race, gender, anything, religion, anything. And it's funny because my sister is with someone who's not from America, so like I brought home a girl and she brought home like a non-white person, and so my family's like, oh my god, like we're breaking the generational trauma with our family only being white, you know. But you know, it's different for every couple, you know, like homosexual couples, but also interracial couples like have their own challenges as well. But definitely every person, it varies based on your family, based on their values and the tradition, you know, the strictness of it. But luckily I have been so blessed, and I love being in a woman loving woman relationship, LWL. I truly love it because it's so fun to be with a girl too, because she brings out the masculinity but also the femininity, so I kind of get the best of both worlds. And it's just fun because it's everything I want in a man, but with my best friend. And that's the main reason I knew I liked her, because I thought like everything I do with her I'd want in a man. So what am I doing? Like, I'm looking for a man when I already have it. But I had to break down the thought process that like, oh, I can't be with a girl. Like, I can, and I did, and I am, and I'm so happy. But you know, just that thought process of like, I'm so scared, like I could never. But like, you can do anything you want, and you can try something, and then you can do something else, and I could be like, oh, next week I don't want to do this anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's your life, and you can choose what to do, and there's no judgment towards anybody on this channel. But I just wanted to share because I want to do a couple more like women-loving women ASMR videos, because you know, to just normalize it and see more representation out there, especially as someone who's like a feminine woman and doesn't really look gay, you know what I mean? But yeah, I just wanted to share my story. And we went through all 4 years of college together. We lived together, and we went through a lot of different, like, you know, ups and downs of being together, other roommates involved, family issues, figuring out like, you know, how our relationship works with us. Like, you know, she wouldn't pick me up, like we already just lived together, which was great because then we got to spend so much time together. But you know, boundaries, and we had to figure out like what we were gonna do for date nights and cooking and all that stuff. So we did, and we have a great schedule now. It's been 4 years of knowing each other, and our cleaning habits and like living habits have been great. That's why we worked so well, honestly. But yeah, we figured out, you know, like having friends and having support, but also, you know, spending time with each other, but not only spending time with your partner. And you know, we've graduated together, and we just have been through so much together. But I am so grateful that college gave me the experience to explore, and now it really is just my life. Like, it's like I'm so used to it now, but I remember in the beginning I was like, oh my god, terrified to tell anybody, terrified to even say it out loud. So I've come so far of like accepting and growing and sharing my story with people and with you, and you know, hoping that someone out there can relate and know that I'm here for you. But it's just funny because I feel like she was always scared, like, oh, I'm gonna leave her for a man, or like I've never tried a man or whatever. Like, but it's like, that's loyalty. And you know, there are some times that I was scared because this is my first relationship, that I'm like, well, what if there's something out there that's better, or what if I want this? But that's with any relationship, and it's called commitment and loyalty. And if there's always something better out there, then you can't commit, you know. Like, you have to just commit, and you don't have to settle, but you have to be loyal and pick your partner, and not be curious of like what else is out there, because yes, there might always be something shinier, but it's not reality. And I would never want to throw away what I have fantasy of one night and then ruin something. And I've seen other creators talk about that as like when you're in a long-term relationship, you know, you start to think like, oh, is this gonna be it? You know, like this was my first relationship, so I don't really have anything to compare it to, which sometimes scares me. But I don't want to just throw that all away to experience one night and then be like, oh, can I actually go back to my old relationship? Like, because I genuinely love it and we have no problems, you know. And I don't want to start over, you know. So I think that being in a long-term relationship is like another project in itself, just because it is very hard, but it's rewarding, you know. I'd rather be in a long-term relationship than be single, you know. And we've worked so hard to be together and worked on so much together, but you know, just overcoming the gay part of it was a huge part, let alone any long-term relationship, straight or gay. It's just hard because you have to figure out a lot of things like finances and, you know, job schedules, dates and traveling, all that stuff, living together, marriage, all that thing, all the hard topics. But then also incorporating like you have a new identity and you have to tell everybody that you're with a girl, and like, you know. So I just wanted to share my woman loving woman story because I just thought maybe one person out there would find it interesting, especially the fact that I'm dating my college roommate is always so fun to tell people. Whenever I do tell my story of how we met, everyone's like, oh my god, that's so cute, like that is the best story ever. Like, how did you meet? Oh, we were living together and I had a crush on her and I told her, and then she's like, oh, I've had a crush on you the whole time.